Ladies and gentlemen, in this RedGamingTech.com video we have a possible release date for Sony's PlayStation 4. The story stems from a user on NeoGAF, and I'm going to read you guys out a quote from his original thread. Rumour, our internal product release schedule from head office dropped yesterday, and on October 21st an unnamed Sony console will be launched. For FYI, for your information, all console revisions like the PS360 Slims, Wii, Mini were listed on PS360, Wii and Mini. Previously, the Wii U, 3DS and Vita were also only listed as Nintendo/Sony console in the product column. Disclaimer, I work at a very large retailer managing the electronic sales force and nothing more. I have nothing to do with purchasing, nationwide merchandising or shipping. I'm not trying to play this off as I have connections with Sony or I am some kind of insider. It's just that yesterday we received a product release schedule from our head office and I thought this is it. These release schedules, by the way, are for internal use only, designed to allow us to create our in-store merchant plans. If the launch date for this product is unknown, it's simply listed as to be agreed, TBA. The only time a date is ever included is when we receive confirmation of said date from the product company. End quote. Now, you might just put this as someone spouting a rumour on forums, and that does, of course, happen all the time. However, a mod themselves have actually verified his story, in other words, his position of work, and so this one does have a bit more weight behind it. I would like to point out, however, of course, you should take this with a pinch of salt. It's not necessarily going to be true. But if we indulge for a moment in a little bit of idle analyses, it's not too difficult to get a handle on the fact that it's possible. For a start, it's a good window in terms of it being slightly ahead of the Xbox One. Not much, but hey, even a couple of weeks is better than no weeks. It certainly gives them a few, couple of weeks themselves basically in retail, which is pretty big considering, of course, that if you make one purchase, say for example a parent, they may not necessarily want to then make another one, so that's a very good thing from Sony's point of view. The next point of view is that it also gives enough time for titles like, say, Shadowfall to start doing well in retail before titles like, say, Call of Duty gobble up all the sales. And then, of course, we've got a nice steady stream of PS4 games that are released pretty consistently, actually, throughout the year, all the way through Christmas. We have titles such as, of course, Watch Dogs and Call of Duty. And then in the distant future, of course, we have titles that I'm also really, really excited about, such as Infamous. Not exactly distant, but, you know, short-term distant, 6 months or so. So it's going to be a very good time, I think, for PlayStation 4 to be released and unleashed to the world. It's certainly going to be very interesting just how Microsoft are going to respond if that's the case. I suppose all they can really do is just bide their time and wait. We know, of course, that Microsoft have just unveiled that the Xbox One can indeed now work without Kinect being even plugged in. So it's possible maybe that they'll, for maybe Christmas or maybe shortly thereafter, they'll release another bundle which doesn't actually include the Kinect to try and drive down the price. A lot of this, I suppose, will depend on just how well Sony do on retail. However, from what we understand from rumours, once again, and speculation, as well as Sony's own announcements, it seems that the PlayStation 4 is going to be pretty scarce to come by unless you've pre-ordered it. So if you've not pre-ordered it, it's going to be almost like a first-come, first-served type of affair where, well, you're kind of taking things into your own hands. If you're just going to go down to the store, you've got to somewhat hope for the best. And some people have even said that they've actually literally got their names waiting for the console. So in other words, if you go to the store and your name's, Mark Smith, for example, your console will actually have Mark Smith, the box will actually have like a tag that says Mark Smith's PlayStation 4 basically written on it. That's what some people have actually been saying they've been doing. Just how true that is, once again, it's all idle speculation, but that's pretty much what they've been saying that they're intending to do. So if, for example, Mark Smith doesn't buy his PlayStation 4, then obviously that'll be one extra unit that they've got spare to sell to, Joe or whoever walks into the store and asks, do you guys have a PlayStation 4 to sell? But obviously we are still looking at finite numbers. Needless to say, I do have my PS4 on pre-order, and I'm really looking forward to Shadowfall, to say the least. So I guess all we're going to have to do is just sit around and wait over the next couple of days, really. Regardless, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. It's been a fairly brief one for me, not very techy, but regardless, I think it's a pretty important rumour to cover. Once again, it is a rumour, so don't take it as it's definitely being released. Don't get your hopes and dreams pinned on this date or anything, but I certainly would be surprised if we get some confirmation from Sony in the next couple of weeks or so. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. It's been fairly brief, but enjoyable to record. I will hopefully see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.